Okay, welcome everyone. We'll start lesson 4. Today lesson will go through LO4, learning outcome 4, be able to measure business external environment. Last lesson we discussed about internal environment. What is meant by internal environment? The word internal environment mean um, the within the company, and external mean outside organization. That was in our discussion, and today lesson will go through our external environment. Okay, just give me 1 minute. I'll share with you and we'll go through. Okay, let's please. Okay, welcome everyone. We'll start. So be able to external environment, be able to measure a business external environment. That will be in our discussion today. External environment, we discuss best political, economic, social, and technological environment, which is also known as macro environment, and which is, we said, uncontrollable. Yes, you can't control it. You have to adjust your operation accordingly. That will be in our discussion today. We have indicative content, what we're supposed to learn. External factor, driver, stakeholder, location, establish market position, recording, political, which will go through change in the government policy, taxation, economics. We can look around economics priority, economics growth, GDP, like in the UK, we look around ONS. So ONS is known as Office of National Statistic, where we can find a lot of information, our economics data about, and the social data as well. We can look around inflation, GDP, how much we have, unemployment rate, employment rate, all the facts and figures we can find through ONS. Okay, any question before starting, Andy?
No.
Okay, so then social factor, we can look around changes in the legislation, lifestyle, career life expectation, consumer trend, fashion, like the social trend as a society, what is happening in technology. We can look around new technology, technological advancement, legal, we can look around different legislation, environment, we can look around eco, corporate social responsibility, carbon footprint, sustainability. These are the key concepts which we can look. Okay, so what is the environment? We said, in the previous lesson as well, a business environment, all the components that affect the business. These include both internal, like, employees and resources, external factor like customer, market, each contribute to the company working environment and can influence how the business functions. And some of the example of business environment are value, cultures, competition, market segmentation, demographic, business cycle, economic security. That's the key. And what is business environment? So external environment is the factor outside a business that can affect the operation by influence in activity and the choice determined by the opportunities. And what is the business internal environment is the business refer to the all factors, the forces that have a more direct impact, direct impact. That's the main factors in the internal environment are customer, suppliers, shareholder, and financial. So today is our focus is external. Okay. So what we'll do, we'll watch this video. During video, we stop a bit recording, we pause, and then we'll go through. And you can watch in your own time as well. So external environment is the business refer to the all the factor outside the organization that affect its operation. These factors can be micro. Macro is internal, macro is big, yes. Like we said, economics, political, social, technological, legal. So these are outsider. It's difficult to control. We have to adjust the operation. We can't really control it. The business must be aware of these factors and adopt, and remain competitive. So we can look around external environment on manages implies, yes, government, globalization, all these are external. So micro is internal, Within that are controllable, and these is we looking external. The firm must, confront, adopt the advantages and define itself against the happening in the world. Like COVID-19, what happened? COVID-19 is nothing our control. What we have to do, we have to adopt the operations according to. We can strategic analyst define, several categories of activities which we need to understand when we make the business activities. Yes, business strategies. Firm microenvironment contain the element that impact the firm generally beyond their direct control. They can't control them. They have to adjust the operations. Yes, strategic, the strategist which always looking and making the action plan accordingly. We can look around the pestle or pest, political, economic, social, technological, environmental, and legal. So what's come political is all the taxes, tariffs, political stability in the country, economics. We're looking interest rate, per capita income per person, social factors. We can look around demographic trend, technology, internet, smartphone, drone technology, artificial intelligence, cloud computing, .com. Yes, these are all the technology factor which is impacting environment, like Amazon, eBay, online shopping, e-commerce. Think globally, act locally. You have to understand local culture as well. So environment factors, resource scarcity, recycling, at the moment, sustainability, legal factor, we need to look around different laws, legislation, depend which industry. So we can look around the Pepsi and Co is the largest world organization. Politically, Pepsi is a non-alcoholic beverage. We can look around what are the new rules are. We have a sugar tax on the Pepsi. That's why the Pepsi prices went up, especially in UK. We can look around the political also matter. The greater there can be civil and all others. Yes, in the certain market. And we need to look around political stability, other political factor that's come all under political. Any question, Andy?
No.
Okay, so when we're looking economics, so we can look around economic factor like per capita income, a recent economic downturn, how the company had to be restructure their sales marketing campaign and diminishing profit, had they undergo downsizing internally and rethinking about penetrate the market. Economics condition, highest influence, like back in 2008, credit crunch. No, again, we have a credit crunch. Yes, due to the war between Russia and Ukraine and other conflict between China and US. Social factor, great impacts on the Pepsi, non-alcoholic beverage. It's remained in line with the strict stock. That's why they started zero sugar, obesity levels increasing in society and themselves, so they're making the policies, launching new product, religious belief, religious festival, and different country. Yes, they are try to be addressed according to psyche of the market and can cash upon the opportunity. Technology, we can look around drone technology, various other technology. They mentioned recent trend, and they have in social media growth. They are advertising on the social media. Expansion allowed increasing interactive engagement with the customer through social media. TikTok is becoming very popular, and the Pepsi reach to order to keep increasing brand and recall and brand engagement through social media. Legal factor, this may be legal implication, beverage industry cited from the famous incident which we incent took place, in India, where the Pepsi was accused using contaminated water, and lab tests have done, and the water flowing into the Pepsi factory, the was located nearby the industrial estate. Massive recall was issued, and the product on the shelf and tested, the costing, and the company made $1 million of the test in India and other part of the world as well. Environmental, the factor affect, but not immensely alter their trade and the profit generation. The factor agribusiness and more directly impact. Then 4.2, explain why is important to measure the external factor. External factor is very important. They have a cause and effect. Internal effect, which can be on the business, personnel, and revenue. That's why we need to look around these external factor. Regular monitoring, regular changing the strategy. Measure the business external factor important because it's help organization to identify opportunities and threats. So last lesson we discussed about SWOT, SW, strength, weaknesses. That's internal. We like, external opportunities and threats come, so you can avail the opportunity and minimize the threat by looking the external factor these, and you can develop the strategy accordingly and stay competitive in the market. Additionally, meeting the external factor can help the businesses anticipate and respond the changes in the consumer needs and the preference and technology advancement. External factor is defined as the mergers of all the factories coming from the outside of the firm and tend to impact the performance. The primary reason of understanding analysis and the firm external environments to evaluate the threats and opportunity, and these threats and opportunities are defined as the growth, profit pillar, volatility, how much is the risk. The market is very volatile, it can go up and down so rapidly. Yes, that's we need to be look around. Crucial role and effective in the industry. Any question, Andy, for 4.2?
No, no.
Okay, so 4.3, apply the techniques, which we can look around external environment, PESTEL, how we can apply. So PESTEL stand for political, economic, social, technological, legal, and environmental. We can look around the factor, which factor affect most to the business. And then we can develop the strategy like a tax and the tariffs being introduced. According to the Pepsi, if you look at the Pepsi sugar tax being introduced, so Pepsi change the product and they more focus on the greenwashing. Greenwashing is mean the doing marketing, which is persuade people, we are very environmental friendly, we very ethical, we not involved in the child labor, we do corporate social responsibility. So political, the government policies, regulation determine the area of doing business, impact the taxes. Economics, growth, inflation, interest rate, extend, determine the demand of the goods and imply in developing the pricing and supply chain strategies. Social trends, demographic changes. Yes, consumer demand, preference, impact on the marketing strategy, advancement and innovation technology determine the competitiveness of business, impact operation. Legal, the laws and regulations, which we can look around related to the industry. And environmental, we can look around the factors such as climate change and determine the impact of the business on environment and its reputation. Then we have a 4.3, 4.4, assess, business external. Assessing external environment, analyzing the external factors could impact the organization, and this can be, we discussed yesterday lesson is SWOT, internal strength, weaknesses, external opportunities and threat. That can be external, political, economic, social. Then we can look around. One other model is Porter 5 forces model. According to the Michael Porter, he said there are the 5 forces that we need to be determined. Bargaining power of supplier in the industry, how many supplier is supplying goods, is high, low, medium. Thread of the substitute, how much thread the product can be copied or can be substitute. Intense rivalry, how much competition in the industry. And bargaining power of customer, how much is exist. That's all come under 5 forces, and those we can look around. And this is called Porter 5 forces model. Industry analysis, that look the trend and the factors, yes, specific to industry which business operate, and the factor include the change in the consumer behavior. We can look around new technology and government regulation. We can look around competitive analysis, look the strength and the weaknesses business, well as the strategy using the gain competitive advantage, and the analysis can help identify the area which can be improved. Porter 5 forces analysis, as we discussed, Porter is thread of the new entrance, how much is low, high, medium. We can draw the barrier, we can reduce the cost, we can develop the different strategies. Bargaining is a high, low, we can look around the alternative suppliers. Rivalry, how many competitors and the quality and different strategies we can develop. Bargaining power of buyer, if there are the number of supplier by selling the same goods, the few supplier, the bargaining power of supplier is customer can be influenced. Like in UK is a perfect, it's a mixed economy, the market forces control and there is a competition in the market. We have a competition commission in the UK that regulate things. So we can look around. Thread of the substitute is a high, low, medium. So we can draw the strategy how we can minimize those threats. This model is given back in 1979 by Michael Porter and very popular in academia. Any question?
No.
Then we overall assessing the external environment is a crucial success for it's allow organization to identify opportunities and threats and to develop the strategy to capitalize the farmer while mitigating later. So we can develop the strategy. Strategies mean action plan. So we can look around the cost leadership, we can look around the cost focus, we can look around differentiation or differentiation focus strategy based on the Porter generic strategy model. So that's the key, which we can look around. If you have any question, please ask. Today we learn about pest, political, economic, social, technological, environmental and legal, or you can say pest, political, economic, social, and technological. We discuss about Porter fire forces, which we need to look around bargaining power of supplier, customer, competitive rivalry, threat of substitute. All these, the five forces need to be regular monitors, and we need to look around the opportunities and threats which come from external environment. We need to develop the strategy to minimize it. And that's all really today lesson. We discuss about external factors. In next lesson will be assignment discussion. And please, those are listening, if you have any question, you can drop us email, and hope so speak you all during our next session. Thanks for attending. Any question, any before we summarize and finish?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so that's the key today lesson was external factors. As you watch the video as well, yes, which we didn't really, but that's, you can rewatch it as well. And if you want to look around external environment, yes, and we can refer, more example, and I'll send you the business environment book as well, which is on Moodle. Yes, that's,
Yes, I think so.
that's quite good to use. Okay, because that's, all business environment is a chapter. Okay, thanks for listening and attending, and I hope to speak you next week. Thank you. Next
Thank you
lesson.
very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.